Yes, this is like my therapy, I guess. Because Lord knows I need it. I was thinking last night, I was trying to, hey, Destiny. I was trying to like put in perspective how I feel or whatnot. Um, I'm trying not to like disappear. But I was thinking last night about how I feel, and the only thing I could think of, like this image I had in my head, was when I was younger, my heart, like it was like a big bulb of light, like it had a bunch of glow to it. And then as I got older and stuff started happening, the glow started getting dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. So, because I'm a visual person, I like fantasize about stuff. I used to daydream a lot. So I imagine my heart right now. It's like on its last. It's like the dimmest it has ever been. And that's what I was just thinking about when Tinkerbell stopped going. And that's the best way to describe it. I did it like I look back on who I could have been, the things I used to like to do and stuff. I was so talented growing up. I used to sing. I used to want to be an actress. I used to like the plays. I used to draw. I used to write poetry. I used to do a lot of things, and I was actually good at it. And I let people like take that away from me. And that's my fault. Because nobody should have that power. Like when I was in my teens was when I first started doing like YouTube videos, and I had an old channel. And the person who I was into at the time, we were just friends, nothing more, nothing less. But we progressed into something more. I don't know if he was joking or whatever, but he made a statement to me one time, because when I was first on YouTube, like I used to have like supporters, like they were coming fast. And like I'll be talking about the messages I was getting. Like I was like just, people sending me, I guess, fan mail and all this stuff, and talking about how much of a genuine person I am and all this stuff. We tend to will take form. Yeah. So he made a statement that I'm not gonna be nothing. And I don't know. That stuck with me. Then I have people like in my actual life, like with the last relationship I was in, and they saw like the craziness that was happening and the stuff I went through. And I allowed myself to go through it. And I was sitting here and thinking, if you were so unhappy, then why do you keep allowing the person back? Or why do you allow yourself to go through the same stuff? And it's easy for me to tell other people to get out of their situations. But my thing is, I have no love in my life. I don't really have anybody. So to let go of a person, even though they've called you out your name, they threatened you, they did like a bunch of crazy stuff, then brought you to the point of like violence or whatever, even though that happened, that was the only person that was there when I needed help. And the only person that made me feel some type of love. So people say, let him go or let this go. And then you try to do it. And then the reason why you allow that person back is because you don't have anybody. And so when they're gone, it feels, I don't know if anybody know what dry rot is. Like if rubber starts to dry rot and then you touch it and it starts crumbling. So that's how my heart would feel, because it's like I'm letting go of the only attention, the only love that I've been able to feel in a long time. Because I don't feel love from nobody. And that shit is unfair. All right. And it's easier for me to get on like YouTube and talk about stuff because I can talk without getting interrupted. Like I can like try to, get my thoughts together and like say how I feel and like how I'm thinking, because I put my feelings into images. Because that's one thing I did want to do. Like I wanted to, like when I was into poetry, I always had like an image for like the poems and stuff that I would create. So I get on here and I'm vulnerable because I feel like it helps other people to know they're not alone, and it also helps me because I don't have nobody to talk to really. And then it's like, when I can say, sometimes I can say I do have people to talk to. Like Destiny is a good listener. Like she actually listens to me and don't interrupt me. But anybody else I try to talk to, I can't. It starts being about, I need to get this off my chest, or I need to get something off my chest, and it always turns up to a conversation about them. And so it's no longer me calling somebody to vent about how I feel. It's, I called you to vent to you, and then now we're talking about how you feel, and I'm helping you out. So now I have to bottle my feelings back up, and I can't express them because now the conversation is directed towards you. And I don't have any friends except like Stephanie and Destiny and DeShandria. And it's like, I don't want to have to go to people all the time and put my baggage on people. So I'm always to myself because I don't want to bring anybody else down. Yeah, I don't want to feel like a burden, but then it makes me seem more emotional when the only time I talk to them is like when I reach like my breaking point with certain things. Cause I'm not sad all the time. I'm not depressed all the time. It's just the fact that I hold stuff in and then I don't talk about it until I'm at my breaking point. And then it's like, one thing I don't like about myself is I'm a violent person. Yeah, family is not always an option, but I don't like being violent. I don't like it. And I feel like I'm not really violent to a lot of people, but it's like my last relationship, it showed me that I'm like, I don't know how to like handle my anger. If I'm upset with you and I want you to go, I want you to go right then. If you don't go, I become violent. And I'm like, I never would have thought that I would consider myself abusive. And I, that's how I know that's not love. Because I'm getting verbally abused, and then that verbal abuse is making me react with physical, like physical retaliation. That is, and just like, I don't feel like I have anybody. And I don't, like, I know I don't need to have anybody for the simple fact, not anybody, like, I do need friends. I want friends. I want people like I can hang with. I want to go on trips and stuff. Like, I want a group of girlfriends. Like, I don't want like a guy relationship because I have too much going on within myself. And I found when you actually do have like genuine friends to like vent to like have fun with, to do things with, it makes it easier because it takes your mind off of things. And if it's not taking your mind off of things, it gives you like a space to be able to talk to people about how you feel and what's going on with you. But when you don't have anybody, or when you feel like the group that you do have, like you just like, you don't want to put that on them, because I look at people and I'm like, they living like their best life, they having fun. Like, I don't want to come out and just, tell them what's on my heart or how I'm feeling if it's not good, if it's not positive. Like, I don't like being that person. And it's like I look back at myself and how I was, and it's just like it just continued to dim, and I don't want my light to dim. Like, I really want it to, like, I want to become more vibrant again. I want to be the happy, bubbly me that I was before. And it's just like I have so many things. And then it's like I said, I am a very like imaginative person. I used to daydream all the time. So it's like when certain things happen, I can visualize and I can see what happened. And it's like I can feel certain things like like it just happened to me or something. Like I can feel and I can see it in my head so vividly. It was like when I was younger and when I got abused, when they called like child services, and I had to speak with child services, and they were asking me all these questions. It was very emotional and hard for me because I could see it again. I could see it plays in my head like a video, and I could feel it. So when the situation with me miscarrying happened, I can still, like, just me talking about it in my head. Like, I'm just trying to explain how I am. Like, in my head, I can still see it. Like, I'm talking about it right now, and I can still see what happened that morning. And it's playing like a video in my head. Like, it's like legit, vivid video in my head. I can hear myself. It's like a out of body experience. I can hear myself screaming. I can see myself crying. I can see all of these things. Like, it's so vivid to me. I can feel how it felt. Like, I can remember that. I can, and it's like every single day since that happened, I've thought about it. And every single day, I've cried about it. Because it's fresh for me. And it's fresh because of how my memory is. It's fresh because of how I operate. And I don't think people understand that. People will say, get over it, get over this, get over that. But the thing is, I've always had this memory. I've always had this type of like imagination. So when things happen, it's still stuck in there. And it's not stuck in there like a quick memory. It's stuck in there like I'm replaying the day again over in my head. And I'm not trying to. But even like it's been several times I've been at work, like my second job at the restaurant, and there will be a customer that comes in, just different customers. And sometimes they will smell like my abuser, and I will start shaking and I will have to calm myself down. Like, I just have that type of memory. I remember smells. I like like if you ever around me or something, you might hear me say like, "Oh, that smells like a good memory," or "That smells like a bad memory," or "That smells like this," "That smells like that." Cause I have visuals in my head, and I have like I can remember the smells of certain things. I can remember a lot of things. Like my memory, it's like I'm present. I'm so present that it just sticks with me. And it's like uh, um I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I got an email from the show Young Love Fix My Life, and they were telling me to put an application in. And like I was reading the questions for the application, and I'm like, how do I put everything into this one little application? Like, how do I say everything I need to talk about? I don't even know where to start. I know where my hurt started, and I'm ready to get it all out, and I'm ready to get it off my chest or whatnot. I might even get picked for the show, but I was just like, when I was doing the application, I was just like, I have a lot of stuff that's just like buried inside of me. A lot of decisions I've made, a lot of things I have allowed. I have reasons behind why I take things so seriously. I have reasons behind why I react a certain type of way, and I need to get it out. I need to get it off my chest. And I just ask God for like better days, and I ask him to like help me, sort through these things and help me get through this and help me get through that, and make things better, provide me with more finances so that I can go someplace else and do this, that, and the third. And the fact of the matter is, it starts with me. And it's like, I'm trying to get myself out of this rut because I know it starts with me. It starts with my mindset. And I have like this mindset of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to have this, I'm going to get this. And it goes away eventually because I have these vivid thoughts in my head, these vivid memories in my head. I can hear people, like the things they said to me, I can hear it in their voice. And that's something I have to work on if I ever plan on taking things to the next level with anybody. But it's like I want to start by having people, like friends that are actually, there, and because I'm horrible at communicating. Like, I'm the type of person, I need those friends that pop up at your house and tell you we going out, put on some clothes, we're going out, or order some food or whatever. We about to sit, we about to talk, we about to do this. That's what I need. And it's hard. How you can, this thing that's just really stupid to me. How do I expect to find these types of things or to have these types of things when I don't proactively go out? Like, I don't proactively seek these things that I'm asking for. Like, I'm asking for, more friends, better, asking for these things, and I'm the one who has to put forth the effort to obtain it. Like, I have to go out there, and because you have to be out in order to find people. Like, I could, social media does allow you to connect with people and find people or whatever, but like, if I'm cooped up in the house all day, or if I'm at work all day, how do I expect to have that? And then it's like, I always want to go and travel and stuff like that, and then it's like money, because I don't have anybody helping me financially. I'm doing everything by myself, and it's just like, it's a lot of things I want to do, and I just keep praying to God for a financial blessing. I keep praying to God for a miracle to happen, for me to be around genuine people, for me to be able to be a social butterfly again. Like, I was very social when I was in my teens. I was very social. I did have an actual group of friends that I could hang with. I had friends that I could call on, and they could, do things for me or help me with things. Like, I had that. YouTube, do you still want to make content that might help you express your creative side more? I do. Like, I want to, like, that whole analogy, like when I was talking about my heart and then the glow going away and stuff like that. I want to create like short films and stuff that, you know, that give visuals to things like that. Like, I have a bunch of stuff in my mind. I'm a creative person, and it's like it's all trapped inside of me. Like, it's trapped. And I just want to like let it out. Like, even me saying that, I have like a whole image like in my head of me being like this big puzzle piece, and then like like this black puzzle. Like, I'm a black puzzle, and then like inside of me, like when you chip away each puzzle piece, there is a light, but it's just being blocked by the darkness. So it's like I have all these things inside of my head. I have a way of visualizing, and like my feelings are visualizations, but I don't like saying or talking about it because I feel like I sound stupid because of the way that I think of things. Like, the way I just, I don't know. Because I don't think people will understand if I actually sit there and express myself the way that I think, like the things I think. Because who thinks about that? Who thinks of themselves as this big black puzzle piece with the light trapped inside of it? Who thinks of that? Nobody. So I don't, like, I keep things to myself because I don't want to sound dumb. And I shouldn't feel like I sound dumb. I should be around people, or, you know, be in an environment where I can say things like that and I don't feel stupid for it. Like an environment where that just feels normal. Like, I don't know. I like being around creative people. I like being around like people that have like different ideas and stuff, and I like that type of stuff. It's just like me trying to find a motivation and fight through these feelings and this hurt, because I have to be like, I have to be in the mood to do anything. Like, I have to like feel it. I have to like be like, okay, I'm down for this. Like, I want to do this, blah, blah, blah. Like, have the images in my head, like, and then I can create it, because I want these things in my head. I want them to be things that people can see too. Like, the way that I see the world, I want to be able to express it so people can understand. Because I don't know if people understand me. I don't think people understand me. But I feel like if I could create art, if I could create content and create it the way that I see it in my head, I feel like a lot of people, like, they can interpret it like whatever way they want to. But I don't feel like I put it in words, like good enough words. Um, I just feel like I'm like difficult. Like, I just want to have, you know, the platform to do the things that I like want to do. Like, you know, a millionaire can just sit out there and be like, oh, I have this idea, and then call up a production crew or something like that. Like, you can just, because you got the money to do it. You have, like, you can hire people to do everything. If you have a thought in your head, you can just go and do it. And yeah, I could, but it's like I could do whatever I want with and just work with what I have, but I don't feel like the message would be like, it wouldn't be delivered like how I want to. And it discourages me from making content, because it's like I have these ideas in my head, but I don't have anybody to help me deliver them. And I want somebody, I want people to be able, like, you know, to help me do things or whatever. Like when I was at FSU and we did the little project where you had to take one medium and turn it into something else. And I took the medium of doing like a PSA and I turned it into like a spoken word poetry about like domestic abuse. I had people to help me create, like to help me bring that vision alive, like from that, like helping me with the angles and everything like that. And I always say, I don't need somebody, I don't need this, I don't need that. I do need people. Like, I've been able to make it this far, like, but I do need people. Ultimately, I do need people. I do. I think everybody needs people because we were put on this earth to help each other. So it's no way that anybody could genuinely say they don't need anybody, because even if you were a celebrity, even if you were somebody who was rich and famous, you still needed those fans or whatever to help you get to that level. So we all need people. So yes, it's tough, like going through life feeling like you have nobody, and then you get these little spurts of having somebody help you, but then it's like they go away or you drift away from them. Or because I'm the type of person, if somebody does one thing to hurt me, my guard is up with you. I will try to give you another chance, and then it's like, I don't know, I set myself up. And that's the crazy thing about like my last relationship. The crazy thing is, any other time, if anybody crossed me, I would leave and I would not turn back. Like, yes, I would be cordial with them if they spoke with me, because I've been cordial with, like, you know, I've spoken with people from my past before, and I've been cordial, even though I was hurt by them in some type of way. I'll always be cordial, but I would never, you know, like give them a second chance or whatever. But I don't know what it was. I don't know if I've reached this really really dark point where I just let somebody to like continuously come back into my life, even though I know it causes me in my spirit to feel so uncomfortable, so uneasy. How can you be? Like, I legit, like, for 2 years I allowed myself to like torture myself, and it's like I felt like I was protecting myself because like something crazier could happen. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I really don't know. But I just keep asking God for like different things. Like, I keep asking God every single day. I talk to God, I talk to the universe, I write in my journal, I do all these things. I'm trying to like help myself like get into a better state of mind, to feel more whole, to feel more complete. And it's like I want the material to create the things I want to create so that I can release them. Like, when I was younger, I wasn't trying to like kill myself or anything, but I had like these this was like, it was like a it was this stress exercise. One of my friends told me about that. She said that her counselor told her to do with the rubber band. And so what you would do is you would take the rubber band, and anytime when you felt anxious or you felt like bad thoughts or something like that, you would take the rubber band and you would pop your pop the rubber band. So I tried doing that for a while, and it didn't help me because I would feel that way and I would keep popping the rubber band to the point where my whole, like, this would be all bruised and discolored and purple. So it got to the point I found, like, I had this mechanical pencil and a piece of the thing had broken off, so it was like sharp or whatever. The rubber band wasn't working anymore, so I started like just digging away at my arm. And when I would bleed, it felt like whatever was hurting me was coming out. And that sounds stupid. It sounds crazy. If somebody looks at you, they're gonna think that you're crazy. They're gonna think you're suicidal. They're gonna think you like just out of your mind. Things that people don't understand, they always assume that it's crazy. But to me, like I think about things like that. So that's why I stopped doing that. Because I'm like, if somebody were to see this, they wouldn't think about it the way I think about it. They would think about it like you're crazy. You're crazy. They don't think about it as, okay, you're releasing that pain that you're feeling. They don't think about it like that. So I stopped doing that. Then I started writing poetry. And I was really into poetry. I was deeply into poetry. I had this situation occur where somebody who I know who the person is, they created a fake Facebook page and they pretended to be somebody. Basically, I was catfish before there was a catfish. And they utilized this page and made fake poems and was talking about poetry and talking about different like poets and like acting like they was writing me poems and stuff like that. And I would write them poems. My poems would be like legit from my head, but their poems were poems that I eventually found out they pulled from the internet. So because this person would claim that they would see me on campus, or they could tell me what I was wearing, they could do this, that, and the third, like all this stuff. So I found evidence that this person was fake. I found like, all these things or whatever. But since that person used what I was passionate about, I really like poetry. I really love poetry. Since they used that against me to try to hurt me, it made it hard for me to write poetry again. It made it hard for me to look at poetry the same because now I associated it with hurt. So you took something that helped me escape, that helped me release from like my pain, like a healthy way of me dealing with my hurt. You took that and you used it against me as a weapon to hurt me. So now it's hard for me to write poetry. It became hard for me to write because it's like it's not the same anymore because somebody used it as a weapon against me. So it's like I would find ways to calm myself down because that wasn't healthy. You taking jabs at your arm and doing all this crazy stuff. Like, I'm calling it crazy, it's not crazy. You went to church. No, I was going to, but I didn't. But yeah, I would do that, and I was in it, like doing poetry, doing YouTube, like, or whatever. Like, there was a way healthier way of me like coping or me expressing myself, and it's like it got snatched away from me. It got completely snatched away from me, and it's like over the years I've tried to get back to doing it. I didn't do it's hard because I'm not on the same level. Like, I was using bigger vocabulary and stuff when I was younger. Like, it felt like I digressed. instead of like make any type of progress with it. Because I would read poetry from like when I was younger compared to recent stuff, like more current stuff that I would make. And it just was not a comparison. It didn't seem like I was like growing with it, because before it was a passion, before it was something that came so easily, and now I have to force it because I'm trying to get back the feeling that it gave me, get back the release that it gave me. And it's like I lost it because that person used it against me for no reason. Because the situation was because they were trying to get me away from the guy that they liked or whatever, when I wasn't even talking to him. Like during the time they created that fake page and stuff, I wasn't even communicating with the person. And so it's like people do things and they don't even think about how it's affecting the person. They think it's like something petty or something small or whatever. And it's not. You could be affecting somebody in a major way and you not even, like, you don't even notice. You don't even know it. You can make one statement and that one statement could like mess somebody up for life. You can do like make one little action and that can fuck somebody up for life. You never know. And I'm not a holier than thou person. I'm not just like the best person ever. Like I done did things, I done said things that I'm not proud of. All of this. And it just annoys me that I don't really have, a place where I can like express it all. Like I honestly wish that I could just like, cause I remember when I first got baptized, and that's the crazy part. Before I got baptized, I was like a virgin and stuff. Like I forgot, I got baptized when I was in my teens or whatever. Yeah, I was a virgin and everything. Everything was cool. I got baptized, and that's when life started happening. Like life just started happening, and I feel like it was like God just throwing challenges at you to make sure you're ready and stuff. And it's like lately I've been feeling like I'm at my wits end and I want to get baptized again, because at this point, if he threw stuff at me like that temptation type stuff or whatever, I feel like I could take it, because I'm just so done with feeling like I'm stuck. And it's like I feel like to be cleansed would help me to feel like I have a fresh start. Like it's just a feeling that comes over you. And it's like things you start noticing. And I often feel like I wish I could go back in time and make different decisions, knowing what I know now. Like if I would have known that YouTube would have became what it has become, I would never have stopped making videos, regardless of what anybody said to me, regardless of any like equipment malfunctions or whatever. I would have just kept going. But it's like I allowed somebody to drain the life out of me, to take away things that made it easy for me to cope with certain things. And I shouldn't have did that. Like that's my fault. Like, of course, when you're younger, sometimes you don't have the mental strength to like just hear something and just let it wash away or go over your head or in one ear and out the other. Like you just take stuff to heart, or it just sinks in and you just it just manifests into things that it shouldn't be manifested into. Like I should have kept going. I should have kept venting. I should have kept making my poetry. I should have kept doing what I wanted to do because it's my life. But it's like I can't go back and do those things. It's like I have to find a way to get through how I feel now, pain I feel now, and get back to the point where I can do those things, where I can create, where I can let my creative side out. And that's hard. It's hard because it's like you're battling with yourself. It's like I'm battling to get the old me back, the good parts of the old me. It's annoying. But I'm trying. I'm trying. But I know I need to work on myself. Like, that's the thing. I'm just trying to work on myself. Like, I haven't been posting anywhere really. Like, I haven't been posting too much of anything or saying anything to anybody. Like, I just been to myself because I need to understand myself. I need to understand why I act a certain way, why I react a certain way. I need to release it. I need to jump over those hurdles and stuff instead of, like, closing myself into this box and just, cause like right now, like I love Blake, I love Trevor, but it's like every time when I talk to either one of them, it's always, like I said earlier, one of those situations where you call to vent to somebody or you call to talk to somebody about how you feel, and it always turns into something that they're going through or how they feel or whatever. And so it's no longer you getting the stuff off your chest, it's them getting stuff off of their chest. So it's like those are like the main people I talk to about problems, but it's like that always happens. And so I'm left with just being like, okay, I'm not even gonna talk to anybody about this. Then I go back into that hole, right back into it. Cause I'm like, stuff like that make it just seem like, it make me feel like nobody's gonna listen. And I remember this one time I had got like, I don't know if you would call it drunk or whatever, but I was intoxicated or whatever, and I can remember flashes of me having a breakdown in my room, my old apartment, and I was crying, and I feel like I was loud. I was crying, and I was like rolling around on the floor because my skin felt uncomfortable. And I kept saying, why did he touch me? Why did he do that? Why, why? Like, I just kept like holding myself, like, why? Because I felt disgusting. I felt so disgusting. I was like, why did he do that? Why? Why did you do that? Kept saying that to myself. I was saying it out loud. And then it's like this person came from within me and they were like, it's okay, Shannon. And I was saying, it's okay, Shannon. It's okay. And I was holding myself and I was like, it's okay, Shannon. It's okay, Shannon. It's okay. It's okay. And I got myself up, but it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I had an angel come down and pick me up and put me in my bed. And they said, it's okay, Shannon. It's okay, Shannon. It's okay. It's okay. You're going to be okay. But I was saying it, like I was saying it. I was aware that I was the one saying it, but it felt like somebody had picked me up and put me in my bed and was telling me it's going to be okay. And even though I was holding myself, it felt like the angel was holding me and was rubbing me and was telling me it's going to be okay. And I had several times where I've had to tell myself it's okay. Like, I'm going to be okay. Like, when I cry, when I feel bad or whatever, my tears dry up like that. Because I know I'll be okay. I know like it's gonna be okay. I know like the hurt, the pain I'm feeling, the hurt that my heart feels, it's gonna be okay. Like, I'm not gonna live in that moment forever. I know sometimes it may come back, but I know I'm gonna be okay. Like, I know. it's just, I want to release it. I don't want it to be in me anymore. And I find it so sad because it'll be times where I like go um to my mom's house and I just have thoughts in my head. If like I just start thinking about certain things or whatever, and it's like I really be wanting somebody to just like hold me and rub my back or whatever. Like just don't even have to say anything. Just comfort me, console me. Because when I was going through stuff when I was younger, I didn't have nobody to hold me and be like, it's gonna be okay, Shannon, or like whatever. I remember this one time, it was only one time that I could actually remember somebody in my household coming to me and comforting me. And it was me and my one of my old friends. We had got um somebody pushed us off of the road, like this truck or whatever, like drove us off the road. So we like it could have been like a bad accident or whatever. Like we got pushed off the road and I was all calm or whatever. Like she looked scared as hell. Like I can remember me turning because I was like half asleep because I was tired because we had just came back from school and we were like passing our old high school or whatever, and that's when the truck like legit like pushed us off the road. And so we were on the side of the road, and I remember my eyes had opened up because like she was playing gospel music, and for some reason the gospel music kept on like going in and out. It kept stopping, and her radio has never done that. So, um, I hear her say like I'm like this, and I hear her say, "Oh my God!" and her hand reached out for me or whatever, and I'm looking like our eyes connected or whatnot, and like we were off the road, and the emotions didn't hit me right then. Like I didn't cry or nothing. I just made sure that she was okay, and I was like, "We're gonna be fine. It's okay." And then um, we got back on the road, and she took me home. So when I got home and I told my mom about it, she was like, "Oh, it's okay," because it finally clicked in my head what just happened. Because nobody even tried to check up on us. Like it was people who saw what happened, but they kept going. But it clicked in my head what just happened. And I was like, somebody just ran us off the road, like this, that. And I started crying. And my mom was like, oh, it's going to be okay or whatever. That's all she said, like, whatever. So I went in the room and I was like by myself and I was still crying because I was just so like, what the fuck? Like, that could have been it. And then Crystal came in the room and she held me. And that was the best feeling. That was the best feeling ever. Because I don't have that. I'm always by myself. If I'm going through something, if I'm hurting, I'm always by myself. I'm always there to hold myself, to tell myself it's going to be okay. I'm always there for me. So I say a lot that I always have me because I always have myself. Because usually if I'm hurting, I would legit like hold myself. I legit hold myself and I rock myself and I tell myself it's gonna be okay until I stop crying, until I feel better. I'll always do that. So it felt so good to have somebody like, just hold you. And it's little stuff like that. It's little things like that. It's like, damn, it's that simple. It's that simple. I'm not asking for anything big. I'm not asking for, all the money in the world. I'm not asking for any of that. It's just love, affection, and compassion. It's somebody being able to look at me and tell that I'm not okay, but they want me to feel okay. They want to comfort me. They want to console me. They don't want to make things more difficult for me. Like, that's all I want from people. Then I feel like I'll have more energy, more confidence, more trust in people if I had people that were actually in my physical circle to like, show me love or show me affection. I don't get any of that. I try to give it, and I feel like that's why I don't know how to act when somebody actually does show me affection sometimes, because in my own household I would be affectionate and I wouldn't get it in return. And they may think it don't matter, but it does matter, because when you go through the things that I went through and things I'm going through, you need that. It's not always, oh, you need to talk stuff out, you need to talk your problems out. It's not always that. You don't always need to talk it out. Sometimes you just need somebody to be there and just hold you. And then if you feel like talking, then you can talk. Because it's hard as hell to talk when you got fucking tears stuck. Like, that shit hurts. Sometimes you just need to just be there and let it all out. And then once you're done crying, then you can feel comfortable talking or whatever. But it's like nobody understands that. Nobody understands that. And I get just like leave a person alone, let them, like, you know, that's good sometimes. Sometimes I do want to just be left alone to deal with my emotions by myself. But sometimes I do just want, like, I want to be held. Like the situation when I had the freaking flu. I'm sitting here sick as a fucking dog. I'm dizzy every time when I get up. You know, all this crap or whatever. And I'm getting yelled at. Talking about, you don't want to get better. You've been laying in bed all day. You ain't trying to get better. You ain't walking around, blah, blah, blah. You ain't trying to eat nothing, this, that. I'm getting yelled at because I'm sick in bed and I can't barely do anything. When the doctors told me to rest, to get some rest. And if I don't feel like eating, don't eat, because it's just going to come back up. Just try to drink plenty of fluids. So I was drinking fluids and resting. But I'm getting yelled at because I wasn't getting out of bed to walk around. When I feel like complete shit, instead of me being comforted by a person, I'm being yelled at by a person. And it's crazy because, like, I appreciate people like Destiny or whatever, because when I went through my miscarriage or whatnot, she was the first person I called, and she stayed on the phone with me for hours. She stayed on the phone with me for hours and just listened. Gave me opinions, suggestions, but and most importantly, she listened. And I'm so grateful for people in my life, even though it's hard for me to show it because I'm so closed off. But I'm so grateful. I value small stuff. But it's like I don't want to be around people and I don't feel 100% with myself, because who wants to bring people down? I don't want to bring nobody down. So I'd rather just like stay to myself. Unless somebody comes to me and says it's okay, like, just be you. You can be yourself around me. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to get tired of you or whatever. And I know I'm human. I know other people be feeling like down and stuff. But it's just, I need to feel comfortable being able to constantly come to somebody about my emotions. If I feel like somebody is having the happiest time of their life, I don't want to burden anybody at all. I just wish I had like that feeling, that go ahead, that I'm not dimming anybody else's light. I don't like taking people's last. I don't like bringing people's moods down. I don't like doing none of that. It's just, it's just the way I see things. Like, I want things to be different than what they are. I want them to be better than what they are. Like if it was up to me right now, I would be like traveling. I would like, I would have a house instead of an apartment, and I would be creating. I would be doing auditions, like, you know, trying to be in somebody's movie or something like that. Like I would be trying to find ways to like get these emotions out, get these feelings out. I feel like I would be good as hell in a fucking Tyler Perry drama type movie or some shit. Like, but it's like I'm fighting with myself to get myself into a position where I can like get out there and do things instead of going to the shell and not wanting to be around people because I don't want to bring people down with me, like make their moods and stuff. And I feel like, acting, creating videos, stuff like that will help me express myself in a positive way instead of like reverting back to the things that I used to do in order to like relieve myself. But I just need I need people, I need things to like push me to get out there and do it, because at this point it's hard for me to push myself. Like sometimes it's hard for me to even pray for myself, so I ask people to pray for me because it's hard for me to like form the words, sentences to, ask to ask God for anything, because it's like my light is so dim, I'm so weak. So I ask people to pray for me because I don't have the energy to do it. So sometimes I need somebody to pop up at my house. Shannon, we going here. We doing this. Like, I think the one time that happened, that was, I got into an altercation with my ex, and my roommate heard it, and she was like very concerned because she heard what we were yelling about. Well, what I was yelling about. And she came up to my room after like they had to like diffuse the situation, and she was like, you need to get out tonight. Like, you need to go out tonight. You don't need to be here. You don't need to be like, stuck in your room having these thoughts. Like, you don't need to be here. You need to get out. You need to have fun. And she made me get out. She made me get dressed. She made sure I had got dressed, and she took me out to eat, and we went to a club or whatever. Bought me food, bought me drinks. And I like that. I enjoyed that because I never had somebody to force me to go out. I just be like, oh, I don't feel like it, or this, that, and the third. And they'll be like, girl, if you don't come on, and I'll go, and I'll go. But I don't have a lot of that. Like, that was like, I think that was like the legit first time that somebody actually made me go out after I was in like a situation like that. And she saw how violent I was. Like, that's not a good headspace to be at. It's like nobody should bring that type of thing out of you. Like, I didn't even know that was in me. I knew I had like an attitude problem sometimes. I knew that I had like anger issues or whatever. But the violent part, I didn't know that was in me until I met that person. I did not know that was in me. I didn't know it. But I'm just like praying that God just like start like drawing people to me that are positive forces, that are like, I need more Destinies, I need more Stephanies, I need more of those. I need people that's like blunt and honest with me about situations. That's one thing Stephanie and Destiny do. They will be like, well, you need to do this, you need to do that, stuff like that. I like that. But I've been talking for too long, so I just need to vent. I need to get it out my chest or whatever. And I'm probably just gonna be on here and posting my life. That's all I fucking do is vent and talk crap or whatever. I want to have a more fun channel, but this is my fucking life. And I'm living in it. These are my emotions. It's how I feel. I can't hide it. I'm human. And I wish more people would feel comfortable being human so that I wouldn't feel so uncomfortable with being human. Because everybody try to be tough and shit. Nobody want to be fucking human. But this is my truth. It's my truth. And I'm trying to make it better. So, I'll probably be back tomorrow or tonight. Because I got a lot of stuff on my chest. So, thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.